Hi, and welcome to Paper Route Scrapbooking. I'm Nadine, and today I'm sharing with you all of the layouts that I made during the month of March 2023. All right, so for me, the month of March was full of wonderful inspiration, and I kind of did two separate little piles here. This is the pile of layouts that I taught a live class at my local scrapbook store, and this is the one where I played along with Christie's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, Calvin Ball, and the Scraptember March Crop. So I'm just going to set these aside for a second and just share with you the layouts that I made for my class, my in-person class. Now this class was all about using up your washi, and it was 6 layouts in 3 hours. So of course you don't get the layout finished, but you get like the basic part of the layout put together, and then you can add photos and journaling and dates and embellishments at home. So for this layout, what we did was we laid down all of this washi and then put a cut file over top of it. And I love, love, love how this looks. I've done this with ribbon and border strips as well, and it always turns out so pretty. So this was one. And guys, I had bought the washi tape for the print shop collection, so that's the collection I'm using here, Vicki Boutin's Print Shop. And the washi that I bought in the little, like, you know how American Crafts sells them in those like clear containers or whatever. So I bought that, and I made all these layouts, and I still have, and I used those, you know, washi pieces in my workshop layouts too. But oh my gosh, there's so much washi still left on those rolls. It's awesome. Okay, so then this one was like using washi strips in place of patterned paper. This one was making your background out of washi. I love how that one turned out too. And this one was all about using washi to border things and how you can use it for embellishment cluster bases. This could have also been washi, but I had so many border strips left from the 6x6, or not 6x6, from the 12x12 paper pad that I had to cut down to 5.5 that I ended up using those instead, but washi would have been cool there too. And this one was putting it on an angle to make it look a little bit different. And then this one was just about using it the way we normally do as borders. However, I put them on white cardstock and then punched them out. Punched this one, border punched this one, and then just cut this one with my paper trimmer. But yeah, fun, right? Okay, so that was my class in a nutshell. Of course, there's a lot more to it, but you know, just for a layout share. And then this is the big pile. So I was so inspired by the sketches from Christie's Beautiful Life, and I was also very inspired by the prompts and Calvin Ball and the Scraptember Facebook group, where they did a crop this month and put out challenges. And I wish I could have scrapbooked every day this month, but that is not how things turned out for me. So but I did do the first 18 days of Christie's Beautiful Life sketches, and I was pretty proud of myself for that, because that's really hard to do, scrap every day. And I didn't do any of it in advance because I wasn't part of the like the YouTube collaborators Facebook group before in advance, so I did not get the sketches ahead of time. And also I wanted to participate in Calvin Ball, which is a day-to-day thing, so every day I scrapbooked something new. I didn't do anything ahead of time, so that was a big challenge for me, something different. This was the first day sketch, and it was by Jessie B Scrapbooking, and this is the layout I did. Now in doing this, I also, with this layout and the next, I also completed a challenge that I've done for myself to finish up some projects, so that was exciting. Here's the next one, and it is by Nicole Santos. And this was the layout I came up with. And this turned out so cute, but it's really just, this paper was in the paper pad, the Evergreen and Holly paper pad by Vicki Boutin. and it had these stripes that were all made to look like presents. And so I cut them all up, and then I put the bows on this side and then just the paper with the ribbon on the other side, and it just turned out so cute. It was just, and it was easy. I love that. Okay, so then there was this one, and a lot of people did some really cool things with this, like ripped paper in the background that it looked like, or like a geode. They just did such, I just saw it as mixed media, so I just went with like a mixed media background. But yeah, some people did some really cool stuff with that. So, and this was my layout for that one. So cute. I love that butterfly stencil from Vicki as well. And this one, super old collection for this one. Oh, sorry, the sketch was from Janet Fritz from Galaxy Girl Creations. Super cute. I love the triangles. I love getting triangles in there. I never think to do that very often. So, but yeah, this one is a very old scrapbooking collection from Little Yellow Bicycle, and it's just so sweet. And I had 2 of these sheets, so I cut this guy out and popped him up on foam, and he looks so cool on there. Okay, so there is that. Now this one was my first Scraptember challenge. Sorry, I forgot to turn my ringer off. Okay, so this was my first Scraptember challenge. This sketch was by Katie Scott, who is one of the Scrappy sisters, and they are the people who manage the Scraptember Facebook group. And so they, Katie put this sketch out for Chrissy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, and it was also the sketch challenge for their Scraptember March crop. And so I got a 2-for-1 on that one. So this was day 5 of Chrissy's Beautiful Life. And I really, really like how this stenciling and stamping turned out, and I would not have done that without Calvin Ball prompts. So I really, like I said, I was super inspired. And I got some of my embellishments there from Ginger's Corner embellishment swaps too. Got some of those used. This one was this feather was also from a Ginger's Corner swap. If you're interested in those, I'll have the link below to Ginger's Corner Facebook group where we swap embellishments. This one is from Jackie at JQ Crafty, and this is again quite an older bunch of papers, but I really like how this turned out. Kind of cute, right? I love these gold heart doilies I found at a garage sale, and I'm almost out of them, but they're super cool. So that was good. Oh, I forgot to move these pictures out of the way. So these ones had bath photos, so I left the pictures off, but this was day 7, Chrissy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches by Ruth Lewandin. And got lots of Calvin Ball points on there too. I loved using the Calvin Ball prompts to help me decide what kind of embellishment and what kind of title I was going to make and that sort of thing. So it turned out really cute. Okay, now this was the first 2-page sketch for Chrissy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, and this one is by Susan Springfellow at sketchsavvy.blogspot.com. So this one, I did a fishing layout and got lots of good stuff on there from my Calvin Ball prompts. Got a cloud stamp going. I got some gold glitter letters. Got some brads and arrows, and here's another feather from my embellishment swaps with Ginger's Corner. Yeah, got lots of cool stuff on there. Okay, so there's that. Then Chrissy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, day 9. And again, I would not have come up with this kind of a layout on my own, I don't think. So I really love this sketch. Very cool. And I got lots of things on there because of Calvin Ball too. Look at those splatters and such. These are vellum pieces from the Papery pack. If you had not tried the Papery pack with Vicky's last collection, I encourage you to try it with this one that's coming out right now, Where to Next, I think it's called, because I got so much mileage out of that Papery pack. It had 200 pieces in it, and they were different things. There were some washi pieces, and there was some, it would be really great for a junk journaler too, because there was like library card pieces and ticket pieces and label pieces, and it was just it seemed to go on forever. I still have lots of it actually. Yeah. Okay, now this is another one that was inspired by the sketch, but I kind of also took a lot of inspiration from Calvin Ball. And then this was a speed challenge for Scraptember Facebook group. So basically you went online with Jennifer Gagne for 45 minutes and saw what you could get done before the timer went off. And I was basically putting down my title when the timer went off. So I didn't finish, but it was fun to scrap along with her and to share with the group how far I got in 45 minutes. But yeah, it's very cool. So I love this stencil. I hadn't used this one before. I think it was from the Fernwood collection from Vicki Boutin, and oh my gosh, look at how cute that background is. I love it. So, and I also really enjoyed, like, they didn't do a banner here, but the 2x2 photos made me feel like I needed, and also one of the Calvin Ball prompts was a banner, so that was probably what inspired me to turn this into a banner. But so cool, right? So much inspiration in March. It was just a great time for that. And like I said, I wish I had been able to crop every day, scrapbook every day. So then this one was day 11, and the sketch is by Natalie Turcotte. And then also the challenge for Scraptember that I used for this one was challenge 5, to use a cut file. So the cut file I used, I did not write down where it was from, so sorry. Oh, I hate when I do stuff like that. Okay, and then we got lots of Calvin Ball prompts on here. We got washi and stenciling and stamping and a metal key and a film strip sticker, and yeah, so like a doily. So I loved using those prompts to figure out what I'm going to put on there. It turned out so different from what I might have done had I not been following along. This sketch looked like a baseball to me, so I did a baseball layout, even though you can't really see, like, this baseball paper has those two stitching pieces on the ball, but one got covered up by the photos, which is fine. And my photos were too, like, this was too close up to cut to a 4x4, so you get what you get, right? So yeah, that was the basic sketch, and this one is by Ashley the Scrapping Nerd. And then I also was inspired for this one with the Grab 5 challenge to use thickers, patterned paper, multi-photo, enamel dots, and stickers. So that's how that worked out. And then doubling with my Calvin Ball points, like the thickers that I used 2 different fonts to get a point. And then I used like dots and stripes pattern paper was for a point, so like doubled up on those things. So use the challenge from the Grab 5, but also the challenges from Calvin Ball to decide what to use. And then multi-photo, well, the sketch already called for 2 photos, so that was fine. And then enamel dots, another prompt was to use circles for Calvin Ball, so that covered that for me. And then stickers, ticket was a point on Calvin Ball, and so I used a ticket sticker up in the corner there. And then I did put some actual memorabilia on this one because that was another Calvin Ball prompt, so look how that turned out, right? And there are videos for all of these if you're interested in going back to see me explain a little bit more in detail and count up my points and stuff. And then this one was day 13, and it was Brandy Joe the Scrappy Boy Mom. And for this one I used challenge 1 Scraptember Floral Memories, just use florals on your layout. So I got a few florals on here. I used a floral patterned paper, I used some floral embellishments, and then for Calvin Ball I threw a flamingo on there. Like, who would have put a flamingo on here? I wouldn't have. if not for Calvin Ball. Same with like this little Viewmaster thing was a Calvin Ball prompt, and you know, ribbon was a Calvin Ball prompt. I might not have put this on here had it not been for ribbon. So yeah, I really did love that, using all of that for inspiration. It was a lot of fun. This concentric circle sketch is beautiful, and it is by Darla Weber. And I used some really old product for this one. So this embossed pattern or cardstock that I sanded down was super old. The concentric circles that I used were chipboard pieces from Close to My Heart from a long time ago, and got some of those used up. Got this vellum with feathers on it. I know it's really hard to see here, but if you go to my Instagram, you can see the close-up shot, or and you can see it much better. But anyway, got lots of stuff on there, and look, hedgehog. So the Scraptember prompt for this one was use that wood. So I used a wood veneer or wood grain background and some wood veneer pieces. And to mix it in with my Calvin Ball prompts, we got a hedgehog and a cloud wood veneer and a button wood veneer. We have a little cut file arrow with a wood veneer backing. So mixing all of those challenges together, awesome. This was a white doily that I just inked in a different color to go with my layout. And then this one is another, what do you call it? Die cut piece from my swaps over at Ginger's Corner. This one was another double page. So here we go. It was because it was a double pager and had lots of photos in the sketch. So here's the sketch. And this sketch was by Sean Lar. And I decided to go Disney for this one because Disney was a Calvin Ball prompt. So it made me think parade photos, because you always take so many pictures of all your favorite characters at these parades, or I do. I don't know about everybody else. But, oh, it's backwards. Smart like that sometimes, guys. Sorry. So it goes like this. Make more sense with the sketch? Yes, now it does. Okay. So again, with all the Calvin Ball prompts, and the funny thing about Calvin Ball is they add challenges every day and they only take them away sometimes, and so you end up with like this plethora of checklist items to like, this looks really weird with this under here, to like look for, and I found that really fun. So I don't know if I don't know, maybe not always I would be up for that challenge, but I really had fun with it this time around. What am I losing stuff? Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, there, can we see it better now? Get it on there? Okay, so this is the sketch. And the other thing I liked about it was these circle photos. I don't often cut my photos into shapes, but when I do, I always like how it changes the flow of the layout. So yeah, so for Calvin Ball prompts, look at all the like interesting little things I got on here. I had like this little clock, like what? You know, and then all these different fonts from my Disney box. Like I just have so much stuff in there that it wasn't hard to find so many things that went with it. And this was called the Soundtastic Parade, so it was easy to get music notes on there. And I had these music note clips. I had a camera and film strip sticker and these little banner stickers and circles and punches, and one of the things was a flag, so this little girl had a flag. Another thing was birthday, so this little girl had a birthday balloon. This little girl had glasses, which was another one. Ticket sticker, like there were so many easy things to get on here for Calvin Ball. I got lots of points on this one. And for Scraptember, it was challenge 8, the mood board challenge. And so when I saw these pictures, I thought, oh my gosh, yes, they go really well with like the colors in this mood board. So that is how that one went down. Day 15. Almost there, hang in, friends. Day 16 was this beautiful layout from Document Aloha, Tika Heiki. I hope I'm not butchering that name, but anyway. And when I looked at this one in my close-up shots, I was like, it kind of looks a little bit weird because the photos blend in with the wood grain, and like in my mind these were white because they're on paper, but it just, this is such a pale wood grain, it just didn't stand out enough. So I kind of in hindsight wish I would have put something in between the two, but anyway, hindsight, right? So yeah, another one I did with the Vicki Boutin print shop leftovers, and I really like how it turned out. So again, with lots of photo prompts on there, or sorry, Calvin Ball prompts on there. And then the Scrap Timber challenge was challenge 10, and it was a photo challenge, so it was like picture inspiration, and I don't seem to have the picture printed. I don't know if I didn't print it for my video or whatever, which would be weird, but anyway, it had like a wood table with a pair of glasses on it that kind of looked like these, so I got those on there, which also glasses was a Calvin Ball prompt. And then it had a book, a pink book on it, and so I got the pink color that was in this collection went really well with the pink on the book. And then it had like, it looked like somebody had been journaling, so that's why I felt like this went really well with also with the theme of my photos, because this is all about concept art for video games. So there you have it. And I have Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, day 17. I really loved this one. Again, with the circle photos, right? Like, I always think of that as such an old thing to do, but then when I do it, I'm like, oh my god, it's so pretty. So, here's another one, and it also had this beautiful embellishment from my friend Joanne over on Ginger's Corner from our embellishment swaps. And didn't it just go perfect on this layout? So I also got my stamping and my stenciling in from my Calvin Ball prompts and doilies, and you know, like I just love how much layering and clustering I got done from the Calvin Ball prompts. I just really love what it adds to my layout. So this was one of my favorites from the month for sure. I also really love that Simple Stories. I think it was like, I can't remember what it was called, like Simply Charming or something like that. Okay, and this one is Sketch 18 by Peace Love Craft over on Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. And this one turned out really fun too, because I really picked the papers based on the, what do you want to call it, like Calvin Ball prompts, because first of all, I picked the pictures because my grandson has an avocado on his pajamas, and avocado was a prompt. And then I picked this set of papers because it had like a hedgehog and a turtle and a snail and like all of these things that I had such a hard time finding in my Calvin Ball list. So anyways, I really had fun with that, and I loved the sketches. Now, this was day 18. Day 19, I got a migraine, and it put me out of commission for the day and the night. And then the next day, I had fallen behind on literally everything. So I really did try to get back on the bus and just didn't. So this was a cheat that I did on the 20th, and it was the day 1 sketch from the previous 30 days of sketches, which I had put together a bunch of like what we maybe call base pages based on the 30 days of sketches with a bunch of scraps for a series that I kind of started in October, which is when these sketches came out, but I never finished it. So I had all these base pages ready to go, and I thought, well, I can make this work and still count my Calvin Ball points, and was hoping to do that for the rest of the week, but I worked a lot that week, like really long days, and still had a trip to get ready for, and it just never happened. And then I traveled. So I just got back from my trip. It is April the 2nd today. And so I thought I'd film this layout share for you guys and show you what I did in the month of March. So If you are, I will have links down below to all of the things. I'll have a link to Scrap Happy, where they do the Calvin Ball for free every March. She also does one free live per month, and she does other free things too. I would at least go check out her YouTube channel if nothing else, but I'll link all of Alice's stuff down below. And then I will also link Christy's 30 Days of Sketches Facebook group, because they have, even if you didn't play along, the playlist, first of all, is amazing. So check out the YouTube playlist. If you like to just put on and have crafty YouTube videos on in the background while you're working, or whatever, the list goes on. Let me tell you, there are so many people participating in this that the list just goes on, and you can probably watch it until the next installment in June and still not finish. Like, that's how much inspiration is on there. Also, if you go into the Facebook group and click on albums, so on mobile, it's up in the top left corner. There's 3 little lines. You click on that and it'll say albums. If you're on the computer, on a PC anyways, I don't have a Mac, so I'm not sure, but it has a spot where it says media, and you click on media, and then it says photos, and then click on albums, and that'll take you to the albums. She has, this was series 11, I believe, so she has 11 albums full of 30 sketches. So that is an awful lot of inspiration to go and find. So I will link her Facebook group and her YouTube playlist below. I will also link Scraptember, because those girls are just so sweet. They're Australian, I'm Canadian, and it's just amazing how this community is just worldwide and so cool. And I love hearing their accents. I love watching their videos. I love that they're a sister team that crafts together. That just makes me so happy. I love crafting with my mom. I don't have a sister. But yeah, so super cool. So anyways, that is enough rambling, I think, from me. Oh, if you were not counting, that was 25 layouts total for the month of March. 23 single pages and 2 double page layouts. So 27 pages, 25 layouts, 2 doubles. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's everything for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And if you have any questions or comments, just leave them down below. I really love talking to you guys. So when you guys comment, it just really makes my day. And I will get back to you just as soon as I can. Have a great day, everybody. Bye for now.